Hey friends, and welcome to the Mind and Body Strong podcast, a place for women to redefine their relationship with food and their bodies, tune into their inner wisdom, and become the best version of themselves. I'm your host, Katie Pichanowski, a health and mindset coach, intuitive eating and How the Every Size advocate, nap queen, and bookworm. Join me each week for empowering conversations, stories, and actual steps to help you master your mindset and drop the obsession around food and your body so you can love the skin you're in. I can't wait to guide you towards unlocking your highest potential. And that journey starts right now. Let's jump in. Hello, Mind and Body Strong podcast listeners. I am super excited to bring you this episode today. This is actually a practice that I've done with myself lately, and I've actually been doing it with a lot more of my clients because it's been really helpful in helping them anchor becoming their best selves every single day and just really tuning into what that means for them. And I really want to walk you through that process in this podcast episode today. It's going to be really brief, really to the point, and hopefully help you to gain a lot of insight into what is this best version of yourself. What does she look like? Where does she shop? How does she react in social situations? Okay, so we're going to go there. But before we do that, it's always important for us to, again, gain awareness for where we're at right now. We cannot change what we don't know is happening right now. So if we don't know where we're currently at with our mindset or with where we're at in life with money or health or whatever, we don't really know where to go from there because we don't have a baseline. So what I want you to do first, and if you're not driving, definitely pull out a piece of paper, a notebook, the notes on your phone, and type this along with me, or even pause this to be able to do this work with me, okay? Put this into action. I don't want you to just take in more information today. I want you to actually put this into practice, okay? Amen. You're going to do it. So one thing I want you to start by doing is in the last, let's say, 2 weeks, I want you to imagine how you've been showing up with the people in your family. How have you been showing up lately? Have you been tired? Have you been excited? Have you been present? Have you been distant? How have you been showing up for your family lately? And then I want you to describe how you've been showing up lately in your friendships. Have you been pursuing new friendships, engaging old friendships, making time to spend with friends in a positive manner, where you're not gossiping, or are you gossiping? Again, there's no judgment here. This is truthfully just creating a baseline of understanding and awareness of where you're at, okay? There's absolutely no judgment here. How have you been showing up at work lately? Have you been doing your best? Have you been feeling energized and inspired by the work that you do? How about how you've been showing up for your spouse? Do you complain a lot about what they do? Maybe put a lot of blame on them for the situations? How have you been showing up for your spouse? How about just in everyday social situations? Are you showing up to serve people, or are you kind of avoiding? And just write those down. Think of yourself in all of these situations, or in other situations that you experience on the daily basis in your life, or just often in your life, and really get honest about how you're showing up in your life. I can tell you, for me, when I did this exercise, I had to come to terms that I was saying to myself every single day, I'm so tired. I can't do this today. I'm uninspired. Where is the motivation going to come from? When's the inspiration going to hit? And I would just kind of wait around for it. And I wasn't actually putting in the practice. And I wasn't serving people like I knew that I could. But there was a lot of good things too. You know, I pride myself on being a really good listener and being an empath that I am, very in tune to people's energies and just kind of understanding how people feel without them saying anything. And I feel like I do a good job with being able to just be there with somebody and to listen, even if I don't have much to say. Sometimes people just need to be heard, and I think that's one of my superpowers is just letting people be heard. So I got really honest about the way that I was showing up, and also just recognizing like, wow, I haven't really been putting my health first. I've just been kind of winging it, going to the grocery store, buying a bunch of stuff, not really having food to make meals. It's just kind of like mishmatched, not energy-rich foods that give me energy, that make me feel good. And I was just kind of like noticing these things. I hadn't really been consistently working out, which has been kind of a year-long journey. And I was like, I think I need to generate some more energy in my life, and in what ways can I do that? In what ways can I show up more? Okay, so I'm starting to like ask myself these questions and be honest with myself and write these down. And I want you to do the same. And then after you've written all that down, I want you to do the opposite. So now I want you to describe, what would the best version of you that shows up with energy and enthusiasm and wants to serve and is kind-hearted and has amazing beliefs and is positive, like how would that person show up for their family every day? How would that person show up for their health goals? How would that person treat money? How does that person treat their spouse? How much time do they spend with their spouse? How about how they show up at work or in their relationships? What does that best version of you, and I know that you know this person, how do they show up? And again, be honest with yourself in writing these things down and getting very specific about who this person is and how she shows up in her life. Maybe even where she shops or where she spends her time or who she hangs around with, what kinds of conversations she's having, how she's showing up for her goals, those types of things. And once you've done that, this is the final piece of the exercise, and this is the really exciting part of the exercise. You get to choose 3 describing adjectives that really embody who you are when you're being your best self. So some words could be like present or bold or sunshine. One of my clients chose sunshine. I thought that was beautiful. Brave, courageous. My 3 words that I picked for myself were vibrant, focused, and bold. Now, I chose these 3 words for specific reasons. When I hear vibrant, I think of being full of energy and enthusiasm, showing up with kindness, showing up to serve other people. That's what I think about when I think of vibrant. And when I think about being focused, I think about goal setting. I think about being intentional every day about striving for those goals. I'm intentional about my thoughts. I'm focused on those goals and I don't allow distractions to get in my way. But focus for me also means being present. It also means just being present in the day to day and being with my friends and allowing and just allowing myself to be in those moments and to feel the feelings that come up, to allow myself to experience it and to open up that new opportunity to get to know myself better. So that's a little bit more about what focus means for me. And then bold, showing up in a big way, delivering the kind of content that I know that I can create, inspiring the people around me to level up in their lives in the ways I know that they can, and moving those mental blocks away so that they can create this life of freedom and abundance that I know that they desire. That's what bold means for me. So your exercise for today is to pick 3 words that can anchor you back to what the best version of you, how that person is showing up in their life. And so I actually have these 3 words programmed into my phone to go off twice a day, once at 9 a.m., once at 3 p.m. 9 a.m. is about half an hour after I get to work, and 3 p.m. is about when I start feeling that mental slump. So I remind myself, vibrant, focused, bold. And in those moments where I see that, I remind myself, like, am I being vibrant? Am I being focused on the goal ahead? Am I, being intentional really is what focused is for me. Am I being bold? Am I stepping up and standing up for what I believe in? That's also what bold means for me. And when I see those words, it's like it's this anchoring moment of, oh yeah, that's who I am. I am vibrant. I am focused. I am bold. And when I say those things to myself and I affirm them, it really starts to trigger these thought processes in my mind to live up to those expectations that I've created for myself. And when I'm showing up and being vibrant and being focused and being bold, that's when I feel like I'm being my best. So this is a really amazing thing for you guys to be able to do, to be able to really get intentional about how you're showing up in the world, who you want to be, how you want other people to view you, right? That's what this is all about. It's about just getting more intentional about how you're going to interact in your day to day. And these are the anchoring words that can remind you of how to get there. So I'd love to hear you guys' words as you come up with these. Leave a review. Let me know what your words are, or even find me on Instagram at Mind and Body Strong, and you can just send me your words there. I'd love to celebrate you and learn more about why you chose those words. I just think it's so much fun to be able to dive into those and to hear you guys' stories. So I absolutely love hearing from you, and I cannot wait to talk to you on next week's episode. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and rest of your week. Love you. Bye. Thank you so much for listening into the Mind and Body Strong podcast. You are what makes this movement and message possible. Before you go, could you do me a favor and leave me a review on iTunes? This is how the podcast can be discovered by more people and impact even more lives. And don't forget to tag me in your Instagram stories at Katie Pijanowski so I can see what you're listening into. I love you all so much, and I'll catch you again on next week's episode.